We are on our way to the Mayan ruin of Palenque, but the main route is closed due to protests. So we are going hundreds of kilometers out of our way along the Guatemala border through a very remote part of Mexico, and we are making the most of it. Good morning and welcome back. We're up bright and early and we are very excited because today we are going to visit the Mayan ruins of Palenque. It has been quite the journey to get here. If you haven't seen our last video, go check it out. And we are very excited to finally be seeing the ruins.
We want to get an early start in the day, so we're out of bed and we're about to whip up some coffee and overnight oats that we made last night, and then we will be out the door. Good morning, Mr. Finley. Still haven't mastered latte art.
Ready to go?
Yeah. Let's go. Now that we're a little bit more awake, the road leading up to Palenque is lined with hotels and campsites. So we're staying at one of the campsites and we've got about a 1 kilometer walk down the road until we get to the entrance. It's the rainy season right now, so it's kind of drizzly and overcast. But the nice thing about that is that we have cooler temperatures. So Finley wasn't up for coming to the ruins today. It's not really his thing. So he's gonna hang out in the van and we're gonna go visit Palenque.
So we've read that you can take a shuttle from the main visitor center up to the ruins, but we couldn't figure out how to do that. So we were walking in a 1.5 kilometers uphill in the jungle, but we're excited to be there.
Welcome to Palenque. So we're in the main plaza area where all of the grand structures are. Behind me is the palace, and this is where all the old rulers used to live. And then behind Jake and behind the camera is Temple of the Inscriptions, which is where Tikal, who was one of the most celebrated rulers, was buried. And it's extra special because the Mayas didn't actually bury the rulers. He was the first one that they buried, so he must have been pretty important. And then next door is where his wife was buried. What's the plan?
Just looking at the map and figuring out what's next.
Our Lonely Planet guidebook had a pretty in-depth write-off about Palenque, so we took photos, and as we're walking around looking at all the temples, we read the portion of the book that was written about them. What did you think of the ruins?
The first couple we've seen are really interesting. This is a massive complex. We are in the secondary area called the Group of the Crosses, and I believe that's because of all the different shapes of all the different pyramids here. So it looks like the part on the left is probably what it used to look like, and then they uncovered it on the right and helped restore part of the temple.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so that must be the Mayan writing system. These are quite steep.
This is probably my favorite archaeological site that we've been to in Mexico so far. Like, it's just such a massive complex, and you can just wander around, and the fact that it's in the jungle and the jungle's still overgrowing and taking over, it just creates such a really cool atmosphere. Yeah, really enjoying wandering around looking at all the ruins.
There's the palace.
Yeah.
A tower. It looks almost Japanese. Doesn't it?
Jake just spotted an animal. We're not quite sure what it is. Oh, there he goes.
On the lookout for a wild animal. Oh yeah, there he is.
We just saw these massive like rodent things. They're like a small cat size. Don't know what they are, but maybe we just scared them off into the bushes. We're slowly making our way towards the exit now. We're walking down this nice path that's weaving through the jungle, and we're keeping our eyes peeled for animals. We've heard a couple howler monkeys, and we saw those rodents that we pointed out earlier. So fingers crossed we'll get to see some more. That trail plops us out right onto the main road, so we're gonna make the walk back down to the campsite and go see Finley.
One of the big things we're worried about before coming to Palenque is that it would be too hot to leave Finley in the car. But we picked a day that was cooler, and it is the perfect temperature right now, which is awesome. So that cooperated nicely, and we got to see Palenque in a nice temperature, and Finley is nice and safe at our campsite.
We made it back to the campsite. The campsite we're staying at is called Camping Michaud, and it's a cool little campsite. It's very much in the jungle. There's the van. Hi, Finley. Hi, bud.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. It's happy to see us. Will we walk over to the bathrooms?
Sure.
We have a little stroll through the jungle to get over to the bathrooms. And then here's the bathrooms. Bathrooms are pretty simple. Partially outside. Toilet's flush, that's always nice. And then shower. Finley's showing you the sink. Yes, you're a good boy. You don't need to use those. You get to use the grass outside. And we have this little tent pad hangout area that we can use. And then there's an electrical outlet around the corner. So we've daisy chained our power cords together so we can plug in. Jake's in charge of lunch this afternoon. Looks like he's whipping up some pretty tasty pizzas.
Since we have an oven in the van, we get to make homemade pizza. We made dough in San Cristobal and froze it. So it's a nice little pick-me-up after Palenque.
Is that the spot? Oh, that looks good.
Yep.
Woohoo! Pizza time! This looks awesome. Thanks for making pizza. Lunch was delicious. We are both very much in a food coma now, and we're gonna end the video here. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are going to enjoy the campsite for the rest of the day, get a good night's sleep tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll be taking off and heading towards Campeche.
Bye.
Bye!